Mr. Joe, Mr. Joe.
Sup, King? Is this where you want me?
Yeah, what's going on, man? Yeah, this is perfect. I'm just starting the stream up now. It's gonna be a little awkward for you, probably. You wait, you can still
Okay.
hear me?
I can still hear you. Yep.
Okay. It's gonna be a little awkward for you, probably, just because since my stream is using the camera, Google Meet
Yeah.
won't.
Gotcha.
Um,
Yeah.
but as long as you can hear me, okay. First off,
Yeah.
Joe, as always, man, it's a pleasure. Thank you for joining the stream. So I'll say this to the chat too, just so everyone understands too. Joe has invited me not once but twice to some of his sessions with his community, and I have been chronically late. Absolutely terrible behavior on my part, and yet here Joe is super punctual, right on time for our live stream. So Joe, at this point, you've been more generous with your time than I have to you. So I want to start off with an apology, and
No, dude.
also thanking you for being here, man.
Yeah. No. Thanks for having me, Sean. I think your angle is great, man. I love the you're not an expert, but you are learning, being a vessel for everything you're learning. And I've been learning a lot from you. A lot of my posts, as we'll go into, a lot of it reflects your star method, and then I've used a little bit of Claude to just tweak what works exactly right for me. Happy to talk about it. It's great.
Sweet, man. Yeah, let's dive in. So just for everyone here in the chat too, Joe, you want to give like a little plug or tell everyone about yourself? Because Joe, at this point, guys, he's got more followers than I do. He's gonna be he's the expert here compared to all of us, you know. So we're looking at a follower count. So Joe, tell us a little bit about who you are, your account, where people can find you. I'll put it in the chat too.
Yeah, sweet. What's up? I'm Joe. I run Do Better Weddings on Instagram, and basically I'm a groom focused wedding content creator. I talk about ways grooms and dudes in general can show up better for their weddings. I really think it's cool to care. I think a lot of guys find it easy to check out, find it easy to just say, I'll just do whatever she wants and just kind of concede everything. And I don't think that's the right thing. So I post a lot of content about tips and tricks for guys, but really they're also helpful for the ladies, and also managing their grooms and how to make everything great for their wedding day. So yeah, Sean, once over, that's what the content's about.
And I want the chat to realize too. Let me know, chat, if you guys can see what I'm sharing on my screen. When and Joe, I'll share my screen so you can see what I'm doing too.
Great.
When I talked to Joe literally like a week ago, I think maybe it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
Joe was sitting here on his account at 11,000 followers and now he's at 18. So absolutely rapid growth. Joe, I know I'm typically in the driver's seat a lot of the time, but I think this session is going to be a lot of back and forth. There's a lot that I can
Great.
learn from you, as well as, I mean, if you have any questions on like what I'm seeing that's working on my account, I'm happy to discuss. But guys, I mean, this guy is an absolute animal here. Look at this. Is this your last post, Joe? Oh no, it's
No,
January.
that's from way back. Yeah,
gonna say-
my most recent. I've been doing a few new things, but yeah, my biggest one, the most nuclear one, is that one of the top 2.6 million when I had the beard. Yeah,
So Joe, am I correct in saying this timeline that like I swear to you 2 weeks ago you were at
yeah,
like 11,000 followers and now you're at 18?
yeah. I hit 10,000 followers on June 28th, and since then I've been. Back then 150 followers in a day was a really good day for me, and now it's like if I don't hit 500 in a day, it feels weird. It feels like I messed up something. So
Dang.
dude, it's exponential growth. I swear with everybody, like I've been doing this since January 1st, but it was not like that. My first 10,000 took me 6 months,
Yeah.
and then it's looking like my second 10,000 is going to take 1 month. It's like the weirdest thing.
So what you guys are listening to, this is an actual expert in the making here. Because 6 months, 10,000, incredible growth trajectory, man. I mean, a lot of times, even sometimes in my own journeys on other accounts too. I mean, 6 months, I have not grown 10,000 in a couple different instances. It looks like on this account, I will follow a similar trajectory to you. But
Yeah.
in other instances, that has not always been the case. So, Joe, I mean, I have a million and one questions for you, but first off, let me just reframe this conversation before we begin by saying, how does your time look? Because yesterday I went on a crazy tangent. Guys, I'm going to be very timely today, I promise. So, Joe, let me ask you about how your time is, and then what are some things that you want to get out of our discussion? Because I, again, I can learn so much from you, but I also want to make sure that you're getting some value as well.
Yeah, man. Let's do I've got 40 minutes.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
6:45.
Perfect.
And that'll be a hard stop for me. But
Okay.
and then what I would love to get out of this, I'm happy to go over. We could go through it like a museum. I could explain like some of the ways I'm thinking about this stuff, and I'd love to hear your like back and forth on it. And then I'm actually working with some wedding planners now. How I'm kind of monetizing this account. I'm not doing brand deals right now. Right now, I want to find the best wedding planners and I want to help them build better wedding businesses. And my biggest thing I can help them with is building social media for attracting couples. And
Cool.
so what I would love after we talk about what my account is now, I would love for us to walk through wedding planners as a use case for researching content. And coming up, I owe 2 wedding planners a 7-day content plan tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And I would love to work through some of that with you and see what we can do.
Let's do it, man. Anything that I can do to help you, you've been overly generous with me, so happy to do the same with you, man. Okay, so let's say you said 40 minutes. Let me make sure here.
Yeah.
We're at 3:06. All right.
Yeah.
Let me start off with just some rapid fires, so then I can
Sure.
be in the right headspace to answer any of your questions too. Rapid fire questions for you, Joe, and check. You guys can see my split screen okay? Let me zoom in a little bit too. Joe, obvious question here. What happened? 2 weeks ago, you're at 11,000. Now you're at 18. What changes have you made? Is it due to one piece of content? Is it due to several? You've figured out something here. You've cracked some sort of code. What's going on?
The one change I made was a verbal and on-screen call to action. Not just like there's more to it than that. I think it's been building up the last 6 months. I typically did not do that the last 6 months. Like that 2.6 million view video, I did not have any call to action of any kind on there really.
Okay.
Having that call to action was important. I will put an asterisk on that. If someone's just starting out, I'm talking like less than 1,000 followers.
Yep.
That might not be the play. I don't know. What have you seen with hard calls to action?
My first question for you is, what are you if we can define the language a little bit when you're saying?
Oh yeah, sure.
Verbal call to actions as well as did you say on-screen text call to actions? I'm sorry, I blanked out on the last one.
That's good. Yeah.
Are you referring to saying like, hey, follow for more? Are you referring to, hey, comment a keyword? What do you mean by these call to actions here?
So follow for more, and I always try to make that follow for more something funny. Basically, there are 3 ways I'm going to tell people to follow me for more. There's the on-screen one, where I'm going to say something, follow for more ways dudes cannot be slobs on wedding day. Maybe that's on-screen text.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I'm saying verbally will be something like, follow me for ways dudes can do better for weddings. And then that also shows up in the captions. And so that's really 3 right there. And then you also I usually in the caption now, I'm putting, send this to a guy who needs to make sure he gets it right. Something like that. So it's really like 4.
Okay.
It's like a huge stack, but anywhere people's eyes, ears are going, I'm there.
Okay, so let's do this for the chat because this is going to be a great masterclass for all of us here. Chat, again, please let me know if you can see the screen okay, if there's any issues. Joe, can you give me a rough estimate when I'm looking down this grid here?
Yeah.
Do you, as I'm hovering over each reel, do you remember which reel it was when you were at 12,000? Do you, like, roughly? Like, do you remember
I think if you scroll down a little bit more, maybe that one where at the Texas hat, that one right there. Yeah. That's probably where I was. Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Okay. So walk me through, if you don't mind.
Yeah. First
off, how you have several here of these videos that are just popping off here. Boom, 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 boom. Really fun. We're gonna get to this one too. This is hilarious. But
thanks.
If you can walk us through, like, how did you come up? For this video's at 3,700 views. Your next video's at 105,000. What the heck did you do differently here? I'm imagining it's the ideation behind it, probably.
Yeah, it's the targeted audience. You've mentioned it before. I steal this phrase from you. We're in an interest algorithm now. We are not chronological. We are not only pushing to followers. And so the algorithm I've found will push it to people that they think they're interested in it. So that one that says with gratitude, wedding biz rookie making the jump, that probably only went to wedding professionals. And you can see in the comments, it's all wedding professionals. Okay. And so I'm not worried that that got shown to couples, which is the other half. My audience is basically split between couples and wedding professionals.
Sure.
And so this one probably went to wedding professionals, which is a smaller total addressable market, TAM.
Yep.
Total market that can be done. And then so the other one, the one with the Texas hat on, that is couples. And you'll see all up and down that comment, it's all couples talking about stuff. There are some professionals weighing in on things.
Nice.
So boom, right there, that's the first thing. Who am I talking to in this thing? And I'll pause there. That's the first thing I did that I think was different.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Check.
And then the second thing is what I wanted to get from people who watch this. And so realistically with this video, if we go 2 layers deep, we know that stopping the scroll is the number one thing. You know, skip rate is a very important metric. So people watch for more than 3 seconds. And then share rate is the next most important thing, I believe, in terms of metrics. And so vow writing, there are some phrases I'm using in this script. That's basically like, ladies, send this to your guy.
Yeah.
And that every time I do something like that, where it gets people to send it to somebody else or send it to a group chat, it rips, man.
And did you actually use that call to action at the end? Like, ladies, send this to your man?
I think I said it. I could pull up my scripts, but I think I do at some point. Yeah, I think I do at some point. I'll pull it up as we're talking. But whether I say it out loud or not, or I pick a certain topic that is like a perfect example. There's another one we're going to talk about eventually where it's like the format that's gone dummy for me is basically talking about groomsmen roles.
Okay.
And if you think about the psychology of it, if a groom or a bride see that reel, they will probably send it to the groom. And if the groom sees it, he'll send it to his group chat of his buddies, which is probably going to be 5 to 8 people. And so that's going to print 8 shares right there.
Yep.
And so that's a way of looking at it as well.
Now, with this, the idea in mind, so it sounds like you are, and this is a similar mindset that I'm adopting recently, is like thinking about what is going to cause someone to engage with this, with the share, of course, sharing it. Of course, everyone focuses on the hook rate and whatnot, but like, how do I get someone to actually engage with this piece of content? Seems like you always thinking about that as a staple. That's something that has worked really well for me as well. My question for you is, how are you coming up with the actual ideas for this video here? Like vow writing, was this something that obviously you have a lot of experience in your domain, but did you see that this is something on the internet that people are typically interacting with? Is it something that just appears in conversations all the time? How did you come up with, I'm going to make a video on how people are behind on vow writing?
Yeah, it's funny. I have the benefit of audience in this case where people were commenting, help me with vow writing, because I'd previously talked about best man speeches. And so I think a big thing, like if I'm giving out homework to anyone who's in the chat, it would be something like write about like whatever your niche touches. Think about every little thing. The wedding industry has, I'm sure people could write down like 20 different things in whatever niche they're in. That's what I would say. That's how I came up with that idea. And then also just listening and interacting with people in the comments.
Love
and I think that's a huge way to get ideas. Yeah.
Is this, I won't go down the whole list because again, I know I want to make sure we're on time with you and make sure you get stuff out of it. I'm looking here, just absolute domino effect. We have the 105, then we have the 73, then we have the 491.
Yeah.
Same efforts applied to all of these. Is there anything in particular as we go down this list that is a little bit different or worth noting here?
No, dude, literally nothing. Like I mixed through my physical hooks.
Yep.
As we'll talk about, I'm sure, with the upside down and the rubber pencil.
Yeah.
But no, same amount of effort for all of them. And like the easiest thing that has helped me is a lot of people might be afraid of using Claude or scripts or whatever.
Yep.
I think you and I might have talked at one point. I put my top 15 performing reels in terms of follower growth because that is my goal.
Yeah.
Fed that into my Claude. I always edit my scripts.
Yep.
But if I say I have this idea, these are my main things, write me a script that works. It's 80% right, and then the 20% I put. So the effort is it makes it so much easier for me to turn on the camera and just start talking,
Nice.
which is key.
Nice. Okay. So we have the 73, we have the 491, we have these hilarious ones right here. This is just you. I'm assuming just like experimenting with different visual hooks, right? You know, sideways.
Yeah.
Okay. And it sounds like this, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but is the primary strategy of finding new video ideas just interacting with your community? That's kind of like what's happening here. Just the comments that are sending you new ideas. And you're like, okay, let me make this into something.
Yeah, idea-wise, that's 100% it. But
Love it.
I've also used your kind of research strategy of when I try to be more conscious about my consumption of reels.
Yeah.
And when I'm watching a reel and something gets me, I actually send it to my personal account, so like I can keep track of it. I could save it. I could be an adult and just save it or whatever. But I go. So what I'll do when I'm like struggling on a reel is I will like scroll and try to find a reel that got me and steal the hook.
Love it. Love it. Cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything worth noting here? And I can pull it up if the chat wants it. I know yesterday the chat was kind of loving the idea of scripts here. Is there anything worth noting about, I guess my first question to you is like, you have these ideas that come to you. Do you spend time scripting out the video? Do you give like an outline to it? Is it largely unscripted? How do you think about the words that you say on the screen here?
Yeah. So I don't know why my camera went out, but that's okay.
It's okay.
But I when I go about scripting, I try to triple hook, which I don't know. I've fallen behind on my teachings from you.
Yep.
But I try to think 3 hooks deep.
Yeah.
What can I be saying to get somebody to stop scrolling?
Okay.
That's where I always start with every video, because what I'm teaching them, if I just started talking about vowel writing, that would be ineffective on Instagram. And so what is the crux of what I'm trying to say? And always make it personal, man. Always using you. Always saying you this, you that, your bride this, your groom that. Even in my daily series, which don't do well performance-wise, you haven't started writing your vows yet. You're behind on vow writing.
Yeah.
I steal the black and white thing. I stole directly from you with like the header and the thing.
Okay.
So that's where I start.
Nice. Most people just need a little framework. Okay, so chat, I'm going to pull up this script real quick. And Joe, we can make this transition. Again, I was just doing some rapid fire questions. I have a ton more, but maybe that's for another time. We'll transition after I'm done with this script, just showing this to the chat. And then I'll give the floor to you so that you can get, you know, I don't want to just get. I want to give as much as I can.
That's great, man. I appreciate it, man. Yeah.
All right. So hold on one second. Let me share another screen. Chat, you guys should be able to see what I'm showing, but I don't think Joe can yet. What we're looking at here, guys, this is the script for Joe's video. This one has 106,000. This is just one of several of Joe's bangers. Like, Joe has banger after banger after banger. 1J says, man, this guy's fire. Yes. Joe should honestly, at this point, be the guy that's in charge of this account that you guys are watching this on. Because he's,
no way.
He's, the student has quickly out past the master, whatever the saying is. So, all right, here we go. So we got the transcript here. This video got 106,000 views. Joe, you said you haven't started writing your vows yet, have you? First things, how did you come up with this first sentence here?
Dude, holding up the mirror. Like, somebody out there has not started writing their vows yet.
Love it.
And I'm basically saying something that they're going to agree with and say, nah, I haven't.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Second sentence. And actually, chat, maybe I should put this into a document. Would that be helpful, chat? You guys want this? This is, of course, this is not my IP. This is Joe's. So you have to ask Joe.
Please use it. Please.
And no, Joe, I'm not going to, won't make this into content or anything, but this is going to be, good for everyone here. So,
yeah, please.
First sentence you say here, look into the mirror as your hook, which I love, right? Everyone's like stealing viral hooks. You don't need that. You, my friend, I would say in my 7 levels of content, IP, if you will, or idea, you're definitely more towards like level 4, level 5. I'm still at level 3. So level 3, level 4 maybe. So sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're like, I know people are going to resonate with this. And is there anything else that comes to mind with this sentence? Like, do you think, what is your assumption here before you make the video? Why do you think people are going to stop and watch this?
I think people are going to stop because in a quarter second in their brain, they're going to say, does this guy have a solution for me?
Nice.
Because usually he's not making fun of me, but it's like sometimes on the internet that's the case.
Nice.
But I'm a big fan of educational content. They're just going to say, can you help me with this?
You mentioned you go 3 hooks deep, right? And I've had some videos testing, like I do hook, super hook, and whatever. It doesn't matter the terms, but yeah, I've definitely been experimenting with these different, like this idea of 3 sentences deep. Here's your second hook. You said everyone puts them off like they're an essay from high school, but most people just need a little framework. What's the thought process around this right here?
Basically, like saying what everyone is thinking. Like if I hold up the mirror first and show them themselves, and then me getting in their brain and saying, I know what you're thinking. You've other writing assignments in your life you've put off. And then saying high school is like such a visceral thing because people are, that's also probably specific to this. The last time someone put off writing something like this was probably high school.
Love it. Chat, I don't know if you actually can see what I'm showing, so I'm going to move over to Google Docs real quick. Hold on. And Joe, I'll move over to Google Docs. And how are we doing on time? 3:20.
Great on time.
You got to be out of here at what time? You said 4 or
45. 45.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're cooking. All
We're
right.
good.
So second hook, visceral reaction, you said, is what I got from that. You said you want to give someone a visceral reaction. Love that. That's something that I've theorized for a while as well, is like, how do I evoke emotion from the viewer? Because if they're angry, they're going to comment. If they're validated, they're going to share. You know, like there's all these different emotions, you know, so I love that. Okay. So visceral reaction here. Also, are you banking that this is like a relatable thought? Like
I like how you said that though. Validating is shareable.
Yeah.
Because then if you go another layer deeper, if a bride is seeing this, which the algorithm will probably serve it to her, 55% of my followers are women. And so
that makes sense.
which makes sense. Which is actually pretty low for a wedding content creator if you think about it.
Okay.
And so she might even send this like jokingly to her fiance or her boyfriend and say, you were just like this in high school. Are you putting off your vows like this?
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second, Joe.
You good?
Sorry, chat. I got to plug in my phone because I want to join in the chat. Make sure I'm answering to you guys too. Okay. Second part of the sentence here, you said, but most people just need a little framework. Any thought process around this in particular? Like, did you know my second sentence, because when I reverse engineer it, I can see a lot of intention. I don't know if the level of granularity and the thought process before, but I can see, okay, you evoke emotion here in the first part, and then the second part you open a loop by saying need a little framework. It implies that I'm going to learn something that I can apply, you know, step by step. Also, what is the framework? I'm assuming that's the thought process there.
Yeah, it's basically, I use the term mechanism. It's like, well, how is he going to help me?
Right.
And he's going to help me with framework. The next time I do this video, which I will post a video talking about this probably a week from now because I know it works. That's another thing. If I know it works, I'm going to repeat it. I don't really care if my followers see the same thing twice. They probably won't.
Sure.
Statistically.
Cool. So we got hook, second hook, third sentence here. This is your, as the gurus call your super hook here. Yep. This is where you're basically showing some credibility. You said, I did a vow coaching call with a groom yesterday, and we hit 3 things that take your vows from generic to unforgettable. How the heck did you come up with this sentence here?
Dude, stole it from you, man. Credibility. Credibility was something that is unique. Like, that people do vow coaching calls. I bet a lot of people watching this video are gonna be like, who does vow coaching calls? It's like, well, I do. And then hit 3 things. That's again mechanism. I'm gonna tell you 3 things in this video. That's a promise to the viewer. Okay. And then the goal, their desired outcome, is go from generic to unforgettable.
Okay. Chat, are we following? You guys can see the script okay? Because Joe is absolutely just delivering the sauce right now. He's taking over as the host of this stream. So
this is great, dude.
All right. So then you say, fourth sentence, please steal all of them. Okay. So now you are giving permission for people to steal the secrets. This is what people much smarter than me call the primer. You're basically giving people a reason to you're giving them a reason to lean in because I want to steal something. Okay, so then you go through one, no throat clearing at the top. So now this is just you just going through the step by step, right? But is there any other thing worth mentioning here? Like, why did you make everything? Like, if I break down your script here, sentence by sentence, the sentences are pretty short, which I love.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's like a thought process there. It's like, okay, I want every step to be super simple to understand. Like, look at this. One, note throat clearing at the top. You know, the intro that every guy does. Wow, what a beautiful day. Did a lot of planning. I mean, anything else worth noting here before we move over to you?
Yeah, I'd say one, like when you're numbering things, make the first thing after you say one. It's kind of like your star method. Make it something that they can screenshot in their head. And that's why on screen, which you can't see right now, is on screen. I do have a physical list of like 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And usually I use nowadays I use emojis. Sometimes you can use words, but no throat clearing is like a visceral thing because people are like, "Wait, no throat clearing? What does that mean?" And that is like a writing term, a technical writing term that people are not used to, and they're like, "Wait, what? Okay, wait a minute. What do they mean by throat clearing?" Because then I could hear a bride saying, "Hey, remember Joe said no throat clearing during your speech."
Sure.
You know, something like that. Yeah. So next to each one of those, I try. It doesn't always happen. At least 2 out of 3, I make a deliberate effort to say like have like a screen. What I like to say, a screenshotable way to describe each step. So someone would say, "What's step 1? No throat clearing," and then I explain more.
And so here's what his visuals look like, chat. So he's about to explain right when you said that there's 3 steps or the 3 things that you guys did. You show there's 3 bullet points here, so it's like teasing that you're going to learn step by step. Great.
Yep.
Love it. Tried it.
Yep.
Definitely works. And then here we go. 1, note throat clearing. So you have the images here to the left.
Yep.
No text, just emojis. What's the thought process here?
So honestly, I was getting sick of the text stuff and reformatting where the bubble was moving. I don't know if you've experienced that. It's so annoying to me.
Yeah.
And so with emojis, I will put that list and put 2 spaces. So that way, when I replace it with 2 emojis, it doesn't move.
Love it.
That's tactical, but also like another tactical part is that some people just remember emojis better than words sometimes, and I don't want people reading while I'm talking.
Love it.
So I've been experimenting with emojis. I haven't seen a performance drop, so I mess with it.
Love it. All right, chat. I got to, for the sake of Joe's time here, I have to end it while it's at the peak in terms of Joe's lesson, and now I got to give it over to Joe. Joe, if you want to ask any questions here, guys, and if you guys want a sequel to Joe's mentorship, I mean, we gotta figure out if what Joe's
we'll run this back,
like.
dude.
But Joe, you've been so gracious with this breakdown. Now I'm gonna give it over to you. What can we help you with, the chat here and myself, with what I've learned? Go for it.
Yeah. So the toughest thing I have right now is I am selling coaching for wedding planners. That's such a niche thing. Just for some numbers, there are probably about 500,000 wedding vendors, wedding professionals in the country. Of them, there are probably about 25,000 wedding planners that are listed on the internet. And so if you think half of them have Instagram, I'm basically targeting like 12,000 people. And so I have to be very like, and you can see the stark difference in performance between my couple facing stuff and my planner facing stuff.
Sure.
And so my question to you is if I'm trying to reach this audience of professionals who also have a unique issue of it's not their personal accounts that they're on, it's their professional account that they're on Instagram, of which they might only check a couple times a day.
Yeah.
You know, how might I do research? Because I do owe a couple of them a 7-day content plan because I booked a couple today. I owe them that tomorrow. How would you go about attacking building a content strategy for a professional that wants to post on social media?
Okay, for a professional wedding planner?
Professional, yeah, we'll go even more specific. Yeah, professional wedding planner. Let's do it.
Can I hate to have you repeat, but I want to make sure I like fully understand. So you mentioned 25,000. Remind me the 25,000 number again, because
basically it's like that's the addressable market of wedding planners.
Okay.
And I only bring that up because it's like 2 million people get married every year.
Okay.
And so like couples are always out there. Like that's a huge market.
Totally.
So me getting 100,000 views, kind of whatever,
Sure.
Wedding planners, though, much smaller market,
Sure.
and I need them to have high purchasing intent when they hit my page.
Okay. And so is the question regarding attracting more wedding planners or helping the wedding planners that you're currently working with their content?
That's a good question. Let's do the second one because I've kind of talked out of both sides of my mouth. Those are two problems. I can handle my problem of attracting wedding planners, but let's focus on my clients right now.
Okay.
What would you do for research for wedding planners looking to post to gain traction with couples?
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, that's much more clear.
Great. And wedding planners posting content to attract more couples. I mean, it seems like you have a really solid understanding of attracting couples, right? So it seems, correct me if I'm wrong, but are they making content in similar ways to you? Obviously yours is very groom focused, but you obviously have some ways that you can show them about attracting couples. Like you've done it multiple times, pretty much on a daily basis. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in the educational format. They need to give away more free knowledge. So let's talk about that.
Okay. So first thing, I'll give you this just as something to think about that might be useful. You probably already know this. You're a freaking brilliant guy. So I'd imagine you've probably thought about this before, but I'll start just with one snippet about attracting wedding planners. It's something that I think about a lot with my audience is that not only if just when it comes to you attracting wedding planners, we'll talk about your second thing in a second, but you're saying 25,000 is the addressable market for wedding planners, but also keep in mind of the future wedding planners that might be out there. The young women that want to, aspire to be wedding planners, they might love all your stuff too. So there might be more than 25,000 that we might not be accounting for when it comes to attracting them. But more specifically with your wedding planner clients currently, this is the best chat. You guys know I say this all the time. I'll say it. I hope this becomes my mantra one day that I am not an expert, but this is one thing. If there's one hill that I would want to die on, it would be this one here that I'm going to give you, Joe. This might be super helpful. You've probably heard me say this a million times, but I'll start here and then I'll give you the tactics here.
Great.
So let's just make a copy for you real quick.
Okay.
I'll call it Joe Content Game Plan. Number one thing that, and I might be sharing the wrong screen. Oops, my bad.
It's okay.
Number one thing I would start with all your wedding planners, this is what I do every day on the lives, is walk them through, where is it? This idea right here, the levels of content, if you can. This is like, if there's one thing that I'd want to influence my audience to do, it would be to make this a habit of the level of content they're at. And I'll explain it here before I give you any tactics, because here's the thing, Joe. If you say to me, and this goes for everyone in the chat, okay? And this is from years of my own struggles and frustrations, where any advice, right? Like I have no experience in the wedding planner space, right? And so let's say, for example, there might be 1,000 wedding planning content people out there in the world. And if your wedding planning people are watching even just a dozen of them and trying to learn from them, it's going to be extremely overwhelming on which step to take first. Because if I told you the best way for them to make content is to first research topics and then do X, Y, and Z, I might be telling you that because that's what I'm doing now, but they might still be at the stage of I'm just trying to post every day. And so the advice is wildly different. So that's why I'm saying, like, first, I try to do this as my framework with every person that I speak to is first understand where they're at. If they are just trying to get consistent with posting, then they should not be spending time researching topics or researching hooks or stealing hooks or doing anything like that. If they are still at the stage where they're just posting like once a month or once a week. And so the first step I would say for like, if someone's level 1 where they're just trying to post every day, this would be the people where you say, hey, why don't you try every time you have a thought using the voice to text and just document the thought on your notes app and then make a video on that. Because like we had someone in here, I don't know if Gurm, if you're still in here, please let me know in the chat. Gurm came to me 2 days ago. You might have been in the stream, you might not have, Joe, but he was on one of our calls on Monday. And Gurm was like, hey, I really want to grow my page, blah, 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 blah. When I go to check his page out, the last time he posted was 3 weeks ago. So I'm like, dude, if I tell you all the strategies that I'm doing now, all the research process that I'm doing now, all the systems that I use, it's going to just absolutely break your brain because you still haven't figured out how to post every day. And so for someone so here's like the tactics for every level. If your wedding planners determine that they're at the stage where they haven't posted every day and they're trying to get there, the best thing that they could do is document your thoughts on a notes app.
Yeah.
Document questions clients ask. Document lessons you learn, and just talk about those in the this is the stage where everything is going to be absolutely garbage. Like, you're not going to get a ton of views, but the goal here is just to get the muscle in. And so this would be the very first thing. Now, if these wedding planners come to you and they're like, Joe, we've been posting, right? And we're trying to post every single day, and we're trying to get better at making content. Now we start to get into the level of how do we make better content. So the first step is like, how do we make content? Second step is how do we make better content? This is where you, especially with you, because you have been able to do this already. My first action, if I were you, would be steal what is already working from me. Because like you are already attracting, and maybe I can pull it up here quickly. You're already attracting millions of people who are couples to your page. And so you can tell these wedding planners, hey, I have some videos on my page, which makes you the most valuable coach in the world, because you're like, here's your idea bank for you to research topics can come from my page. You don't have to go and like use a content. Like I use some pretty fancy stuff now. Thankfully, you guys saw me for a while using Google Sheets. Now I've upgraded a little bit. I'm using some systems to look across all 7 platforms, hundreds of different competitors. These people would break their brain doing that stuff. And so for you, like the value that you provide beyond just being a coach is that you are a real-time, consistent idea bank for them. And you could say, hey, look, I made this video. It got 2.6 million views. And look at all the people that are in here that are couples. What you can do now, if you're trying to make better content, is you could either steal what I said in this video and obviously tweak it to your liking, however, or you could just look at the comments and see what the comments are saying and reply to the comments with the video. Or you can just use the text from the comments as your text hook. Like these would be the tactical steps that I would say for them to get to level 2 of making better content is use you as the person to steal, which also I know like this idea of stealing for a lot of people, especially people that are newer to content, can be a little icky. And so having you as the person that they can steal ideas from, it's like my dream scenario if I had hired a coach. So like I cannot say this enough to anyone that's in here. Like this is the perfect example, in my opinion, of coaching is what Joe's doing. He's like literally in real time. I don't know if this is like part of the value that they expect, but it's one hell of a bonus is that you are also in real time sourcing them ideas that get millions of views to attract these people. So I would use yourself, Joe, and say, here are my best videos that attract couples, and then either take the text or take the topic, make a video on it yourself and twist it, or just look at the comments. And like this one, dude, like this one has 55,000 likes.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
This person says, I like the idea of only having the general town or city of the venue on the invitation, blah, 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 blah. Boom. Reply with a video. And then, like, give your reaction to this, you know?
That's good. Reply with a video. I like that. I've been doing that lately.
100%. And that I feel like for your audience, I think would be the most helpful, because they're probably I won't say the least skilled when it comes to content, but I imagine they're not spending a ton of time trying to worry about this stuff, you know? They got other stuff to do. So that would be my number one advice is steal my best content, reply to my comments with videos, steal my text or steal my topics, and or text on screen. I'm sure you've considered this already.
I've thought about it, but the comments with the videos is so good, dude. Like I was messing around with Threads after you kind of inspired me to mess around with Threads. It's kind of similar.
Love it.
Threads is basically an entire comment section.
Yes.
But for them, it's like, yeah, just go through and just react to my video comments. Because I'm sure that girl, Chloe, who made that comment has never gotten 55,000 likes on a video, on a comment before. So.
But also, like, the reason why, like, this is my number one suggestion for you is because you're the coach. And so, you could tell them to do stuff that I do of, like, go and find outliers on other pages and stuff. But for them to find outliers on your page, like, that is in enormous value that a lot of people will not. Like, any coach that I've ever paid, I've paid a handful of coaches up to $10,000 for, like, to learn how content works. And those folks did not have videos that looked like this. And they did not have growth that looks like yours. So if I had learned from someone who is actively growing their page and was attracting my ideal audience, dude, it would be a home run, slam dunk. I would, like, never leave. So, yeah.
Sweet. Yeah.
Hopefully
dude, that's super helpful.
That would be number one. I wouldn't go into, like, of course, like, if you have a wedding planner that you've identified that this person is, like, willing to really study the game or like, you would know this because you're now at a higher level than I am. You would know the game of, like, the game of content. You understand how much effort it takes, in terms of pre-production. Also, like, even just you breaking down that video, you've acquired a skill that only people who are trying to really master that skill of content would find of value, if that makes sense. Right. Versus a wedding planner, they might just be like, they're like, listen, I just want to use this thing to get clients. Like, just tell me what to do. I'm not really trying to, spend an enormous amount of time. So I wouldn't go down the rabbit hole too much of, like, the advice or the ideas that I share with you about what I'm doing or us talking about research, off this live or just one-on-one, wildly different than maybe what I would say to a wedding planner. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that dude, that totally makes sense. And with my coaching program with them, it's all about not presenting them with overwhelm, because some of them are in different places. Some of them are already doing 2 weddings a month. Some of them only have 2 weddings a year right now. And no matter what, all of them, the first thing they say to me as a social media guy is they're like, I don't know how you post. I told one of them today on the sale, I was like, yeah, I post like 3 times a day and I still feel like I'm behind. And she's like, 3 times a day?
Yeah, you're a monster.
I'm like, I was like, at least, bro. And so it's just different. Yeah.
If I could ask, well, actually, you ask me, because we're at 3:42.
Sure.
We got 2 more minutes. Anything else that I can help you with here? I just gave you basically one answer to your question, but I don't know if there's anything else you're looking for.
It's awesome to frame it up, dude, because I'm going to build them. I'm going to show them this. I'm going to steal this levels of content.
Steal this.
Yeah, I'm definitely stealing that, dude. I'm going to tell them, like, you are here on this roadmap. You are level 1.
Make it visual, because I know that this, like, when you read the text or if you just give them the text, they might look at this and be like, I don't know what this means. And, like, you don't need to have all of these, like, labels and stuff. I did that just for the sake of the video. But if you deliver this to them as, like, a roadmap on how to, build your personal brand or whatever the case is, and make some visuals to it, I think it will really help them. Also, with each level, I also have different expectations. Like, for this level, if they identify that they're just trying to post every day, their challenge would be post every day for 30 days and don't care about engagement.
Yes. Right? No refreshing.
That's your tactical challenge for them. Now, if they're like ready to go to the next level for level 2, then their next challenge is going to be, can I get a video that doubles my best video in terms of engagement? So if they're used to 400 views, their next challenge is, can I get a video with 800 views by doing this? Right? So, like, this is how I would deliver it to them. I think this is probably the simplest way to give advice when it comes to social media. Yeah. So hopefully that helps, man.
Dude, Sean, this absolutely helps. The next thing you can do to help me is let me know. We'll talk availability. We'll run this back if you'll have me.
Absolutely. Always.
Because this is so cool. And I know a lot of planners in my community are already excited. I told them I was doing this call and they're like, they thought it was so cool that Coach Joe was studying too. So it's like, I'm learning from you, and at some point we'll have you in.
I was about to say, yeah, likewise, invite me to, when's the next one over there? Or maybe we can talk off camera. It doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
this next one, I'll say it publicly here for the chat. I will not be late to the next one. I promise.
Don't sweat it, man. I'm pretty good at tap dancing.
So cool. All right, Joe.
Thanks, Sean.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good night.
Yep. You too. Bye. Chat. Did we find some value from that? Do we find some value from that discussion? Holy cow! I just took off my headphones and now I'm hearing how loud I am the whole time. Do we find some value from that session with Joe? Is what I was trying to say. Joe was super gracious with our time. What I'm gonna do right now for you guys, would you guys like me to give you the breakdown from Joe? I'll ask him if I can. Let's go back to his script real quick just so we can break it down. This is his video that got 100,000 views. This is what he does on all of his videos that have millions of views at this point. Joe is absolutely killing it. It's been an absolute honor to inspire him to use, like, for example, the STAR method, because he really took that idea, that methodology, and just absolutely blew up his account doing it. So let's do that here. Hook. Okay, I'm writing out this script for you guys. Who do we got here in the chat? Is it 1J and Tiago? Absolutely killer session, man. Hold on one second, guys. I want to see who's in the chat. Yeah, Joe has been super gracious with his time. Alright, who do we got in here? 1J and Tiago. Hell yeah. Alright, 1J, this is for you then. So this is what we'll do just for the next 15 minutes. Then I gotta hop off and film some content for tomorrow. We're gonna break down some of Joe's most popular videos here. Okay, curiosity loop. Then he has a super hook, and he says right here 3 things. So, promising 3 takeaways from generic to unforgettable. Dream, outcome, transformation. Okay. He says, please steal all of them. This is called the primer. Yeah, Joe is an absolute beast, man. And he does this all yapping too, chat. He is like the absolute pro at yapping. And then we have the roadmap. And 1J, in case you didn't notice, like, yes, this is all STAR. Yeah, Joe is like the shining example of using the STAR method. He has absolutely blown up his account using this. Roadmap. And then 2. Yeah, and then he has the visual roadmap on screen. Cool. Cool to care, fellas. Then we got CTA. Oh, whoops. Follow me for more ways dudes show up better. Nice. Cool. So he contributes a lot of his success to verbal CTAs, which I've seen that to be the case too. Whenever a video does well and I say follow for more, you know, usually results in a lot of follows. So same thing with Joe. Great. And then yeah, he just cranks that star method, man. Yeah, Joe is killing it for sure. Awesome. Cool. Let's do this now. What are we at? 350 for the next 10 minutes? Yeah, picked up on that when I checked his page out. He's just a real one. He's totally a real one. Yeah, Joe is a legend. So now what we're going to do is let's take a look at some of his most popular videos. And I'll do that. Why doesn't Eden pull up here? That's fine. Let me put it into Eden. Let's look at his most popular videos and then break them down. So let's go to Joe. Put him here, and let's go to... Oh, and by the way, 1J, you would probably find... this to be super cool. This is the new content system we've upgraded. Absolutely upgraded, brother. So remember when we were doing the Google Sheets every single week? Remember when we were doing... I was waiting for you, actually. It's good that you're in here, because I was literally as soon as we started using this, I was waiting for you to join to show you this. Remember when we were spending an entire week using... Yeah, I know. Oh, 1J doesn't know. Exactly. I totally have not been able to show this to 1J yet. Remember when we were using Google Sheets for like an entire week to do topic research? Remember those days? Now we're using Eden, this content system, and boy oh boy is it a freaking banger. So I'm going to use it here as we break down some of Joe's most popular videos here. So his most popular videos as of late, we have this one, which I think did we just break down this? No, this is another one. This one I think is just a straight star method too. And I can go here to fetch the transcript. Yeah, dude, this tool is sick, man. Absolutely would recommend. If you're working with your clients still, absolutely would recommend this. So check this out. We have the transcript. This one is, I think, star again. Let me watch.
You know the best man who stands up to...
Oh, actually, let's just break this down like how the content creators do it.
Up to give a speech in every... You know the best man who stands up to give a speech and every single guest at the wedding quietly rolls their eyes?
Shocking statement.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Okay.
I'm a best man this weekend and I just wrote my speech.
Super hook. So this is the achievement, right? So he had the text on screen. He did the shocking statement. This is his achievement.
So here's the entire playbook.
And here's the star method, right? Like this is missed a day and you guys went to the moon. Yeah, man. It's a content research tool that we use now for everything. It can show us outlier topics on all platforms. Has a ton of other features. If you're still working with your clients, I can definitely show you how to get this. Do you use like sandcastles right now or anything? Because this tool is incredible, man. But anyways, this is Star. So he's literally showing the exact steps, just like how I did.
I'm going to run so the speech actually lands. First, I'm going to open with one.
And then he goes down through the roadmap, exactly like how I did. So let's see his next best video here. Let me filter by last month because he's had some bangers in the last month. Yeah, I mean, look at this. So he had a banger 22 days ago, 6 days ago, 10 days ago, 12 days ago, 9 days ago, 23 days ago, 24 days ago, all yapping. All yapping. Yeah, if you use sandcastles, how much are you paying for sandcastles right now? Because you might be able to save a ton of money just by switching to this. This one is cheapest option out of the tools that I've seen, and it combines every tool. So I'll do more of like a demo for you in a second. But I mean, guys, look at this here. So we have Star. Let's watch this one here.
Your boys are not going to screw up your bride's day, fellas. Not on our watch.
Okay, nice. Relatable, shocking statement, text on screen. He even has the different colored captions.
Here are the exact roles we're going to assign to each groomsman so you're taken care of and she has an amazing day.
Star again. He has the roadmap every time. Like, dude, Joe is just an absolute animal when it comes to using Star to the fullest capacity.
Start with your best man. He's not a groomsman. He's the captain now. He knows the timeline better than anyone. He holds the rings and he stands between you and every problem that's going to come up. Something's going to be missing. A family member's going to be spiraling. He's going to handle it.
He goes down the roadmap every single time. Another banger, 492,000 views. Let's see this one. This one's replying to a comment.
Your best man should not be your friend on wedding day. He should be your general, and you should be taking orders from him, not the other way around. Every groomsman says to the groom, anything you need, man, just let me know. And it's useless. The groom doesn't know what he needs. He didn't even pay attention during the whole planning phase. He doesn't know the timeline. So you don't hand out tasks, you hand out roles. The best man, that's the general. And that means he's giving.
Bruh. He's just ripping it. Ripping the roadmaps. Ripping the roadmaps. Bro. Every time.
Your wedding isn't easy, but it is simple. I've coordinated the groom side of weddings, and I've talked to a lot of guys after the fact, and one of the most common things I hear is that the day went by so fast that they'd barely remember. You guys have heard this a million times. So I asked my groom buddies what they would do differently, and 3 things kept coming up.
Oh my gosh. Star every single time, guys. Joe is an animal when it comes to this. Every time. Holy cow. We might have to make a video on this.
You don't have to do the research.
I know. We haven't even... Yeah, we
Because
haven't,
I did.
His visual hooks are on point, man.
You're never going to financially make up for what your groomsmen spent to be at your wedding, so
Look at this. She's gone from 1.3K to 2.8K fully booked. Would love to see that breakdown. Sandcastle's a bit expensive. Yeah. Absolutely, man. What a freaking beast Joe is, man. All right. So let's switch over to demo Eden real quick, and then 1J, if you want, we can hop off this live too. I can show you how I use Eden and everything. Get you on here. I would 100% recommend this one. This tool is the best. Did he spend 2 hours to learn how to flip the pencil like that? Bro, I have no idea, but this dude is an absolute animal. Just rips star all day long. So, super sick to see. We might have to make a video on that. But, alright, 1J. So here's how I use it. So, let me know if you do any of this in sandcastles and if this would be of better value to you. So, and for anyone watching the YouTube, we're just going to demo this content system that I've been using now because this thing is absolutely incredible. It helps me so much. So first thing here, I have the Discover page just like Sandcastles. This probably looks familiar. I can go and study up to 7 platforms. So Sandcastles has YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. This has 7. And then I can go here. I can filter to, I go to like followers, 5 times outliers. And then I'll go to like the last, let's just say last 6 months. I have my niches here. So I can say, okay, I want to study. These are all the outliers in the content creation niche, right? So I can scroll. And so now I'm seeing here are, and hopefully you can see this. I know the stream might be a little blurry. I don't know why I can't zoom in. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Might be able to see this now. Yeah, it goes up to 7. And I can see, check this out. Like this is an outlier tweet. This is an outlier Instagram reel. This is an outlier tweet again. There's an outlier, let's see, Substack article. There's an outlier YouTube video somewhere down here at some point. Instagram, TikTok, all those different platforms, right? But here's the real sauce that I absolutely love. Again, Sandcastles can do this too, but this is what I've been using it for. I have a creator list, right? And this is what I do for my topic research. I have 31 creators that are all in my niche that I look for outliers on all platforms. So I'm looking literally at all of their tweets, their threads, their YouTube videos, any Substack like newsletters, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. I'm looking at all their posts in all formats too. I could even look at like, I can filter if I wanted to. Let's just say I wanted to see like all their outlier reels or all their outlier carousels or photos. I can look at all this here. I go to top outliers. This is going to help me. This is like the stuff that I didn't want to show the wedding planner folks. But this is going to help me right here see which topics can I make content on in my niche. Now this is just step 1 because I know Sandcastles does this too. So I'm gonna bring this over to step 2 and 3 so far. But yeah, I mean all platforms is sick just as step 1 here. But let me see what kind of outliers we find here. And for anyone new joining, we're going to demo this system just for a second because I'm absolutely in love with it. Super sick. Couldn't recommend it enough. And 1J said he's using sandcastles, and this is cheaper. So, that's fine. Let me retry. I've done this so many times. It's trying to search through all platforms, so might be a little slow, whatever. I've also kind of broken this a little bit today because I've been playing with it so much. So let's see if we can find something. Or maybe I can just go to Instagram and TikTok. We'll just do 4 platforms. Maybe that'll be better. Sandcastles, are you paying $50 a month, 1J? I'm pretty sure Sandcastles is $50 a month. I know they have a couple different plans, right? They have... How much are you paying? If I go to their pricing, they have, yeah, 50 a month, 100 a month, and then 500. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, so now I have their outlier videos, right? So these are reels, but then it's also going to show me some YouTube videos if I scroll down long enough that I can use as inspiration. It'll show me tweets. It'll show me literally everything here. So that's the first step for 1J. Now, the next thing that's pretty sweet about this tool is I'll go right here to my boards, and this is where I have a little bit more free-flowing functionality here. So I have different boards set up. Like these are all my educational content. This is like educational content buckets. So these are all reels that I have just here on a board, and then I have a script here, whatever. But if I go to the right here, I don't know if you guys can see this. There's a feature here. If I go to the right, I can turn it into a free-form board like Poppy or Miro, and I can, mind map certain reels or whatever. And then I have a chat down below, and I could say to the chat, can you analyze all these videos? So hold on. I freaking screwed up this board here. Oops. My bad, I'm playing around with it too much. So I have the Discover. I have, right here. Boost. Yeah, so I have Boost this board. And I could say, okay, can you build a hook bank? From all these videos here, can you build out a library of hooks for me to use? So I might do that now. It's going to create a swipe file for me across all these posts, which again, I think Sandcastles does a lot of this too. It'll study the board items and it'll give me all the hooks here. Yeah, if you're paying $49-ish a month, I would 10 out of 10 recommend this. And as it's loading the chat on the right, it's saying using your identity. That's what I'm going to get to next. What this tool does is it's a mixture of Sandcastles, Claude with like the chat function, Poppy AI with these whiteboards, and then it builds an identity for you, which I'll show you how to do. You can build like a second brain. So it writes scripts in my voice. And then lastly, every week it gives me a weekly strategy brief. So it has a automated content strategist that will go and research each week outliers. And so like, look at this. Now it's just built me a hook bank based on these videos here in this bucket. And so this is drafting it. And it's saying, okay, here's a hook that you could do. Give it a contrarian hook. The algorithm isn't punishing you. Your hook is just boring. And what this tool does is also a scheduler too. That's where all this calendar stuff comes from. Is if I go here, I literally typed in a prompt that said, help me schedule this. And so it's going to inspect my schedules. Like, it's crazy how much this tool does for, like the starting price is like $29 a month. So it can schedule out content across all different platforms for you. Let me probably stop calling this. Oh, okay, cool. Yo, Tiago, did you guys see that? Did you guys see this? And Louis, dude, so I was about to say, let me stop scheduling this. It took that hook bank from these videos, and it's now scheduling out my threads post for tomorrow. This is my first time actually doing this. That's freaking wild. Did you guys see that? Oh no, it's probably blurry on your end. That's insane. Okay, so I just realized I didn't realize this tool can do this, but I've now taken from these viral videos. It's gotten the hooks from them, and it reframed the hooks using my identity and then scheduled out threads posts. So now this is my threads post. The algorithm isn't punishing it. Your hook is just boring. And that's going to be published tomorrow. That's insane. And then I could use the chat to like refine the thread post a little bit. That's actually wild. I did not realize I could do all that. As I was telling you about the scheduling feature, it just kind of blew me away right there. Maybe I'll have to send you the clip of this. Yeah, so Threads is already automated. Yeah, I guess we can automate Threads with this now. I didn't really test that scheduling feature too much because I didn't want to play around with it, but that's a really cool idea. I literally just told it to give me a hook bank, and then it gave me some Threads posts to make based on that, which is insane. And then I can click here, and I could say outline a long form piece of content based on this board. Is it schedules? Damn, for under $30. Yeah, I mean, I don't know like how many. Like, I don't know if you're able to do all of this for $30, like building a hook bank and then scheduling out threads. But I know you'll be able to like study outliers on all platforms. We'll see like what you can do with $30. But yeah, like so these are all the reels. These are all outliers that I studied today. And I have all of these options here. I can break it into post ideas, which let's just try it now and see. Break everything saved on this board into post ideas I can write. Now it's going to give, I don't know if you guys can see this. Now it's going to give me ideas for what to write about and what to post about, like for videos. And then if I go back here, I can, again, build a hook bank. I can have it outline a long form piece of content based on my board. And then I have an option here to replicate the playbook. So it will go through and analyze the patterns and say, here's what you should do in terms of your next steps. You sure this is $29 a month? Yeah, it's right here. Hold on. Oops. Again, I mean, I don't know. There's going to be some functionality that's limited. You're definitely going to be able to research outliers on all platforms, but check this out. Let's go. This is saying $16 a month because that's if you pay yearly. So let's go monthly. Monthly is $29 a month. You get one strategy brief a month, which is actually perfect. You can schedule and publish social posts. So that's insane. You can track up to 5 creators, which is great. That's fine. And you can create custom identities, which I haven't gotten into. And then, of course, you can see all the outliers across different platforms. So that's sick. The one strategy brief a month is the content strategist here in this tool will give you a game plan on what to do. You really don't need it once a week. I mean, once a month is totally fine. I'd highly recommend doing this for $29 a month. I don't know if you guys can see this. There you go. Yeah, Tiago, or 1J. I'll send you the link right after this to use this. I don't know what happens. Like, I don't know if you get a special surprise if you use the link that I send you, but I'll send you my link that I have for this. And but yeah, I mean, this tool, like, it literally has everything in one. Chat, Poppy AI, it has a scheduler, like what you just saw me automate threads. And then I didn't even really show you guys the identity that it builds, or the briefs. The brief is right here. You could build your first brief, and then it basically will give you a strategy to run on a regular basis. But the identity here, and I know, sorry, we're going a little bit long, but this tool is so freaking sick. The identity that you could build, if I go to settings, identities, this is what my identity looks like here. This is my second brain. And so you can build an identity, and what that allows the AI to do is it allows it to take what's working out there, like what type of outliers, and then reframe it in your voice with your experience and with your lived, like with your personality and stuff. So right here is these are my thoughts around the pain points that my audience feels and the benefits that I think my audience gets from my content. These are my influences. So I'm very influenced by like Sean Stewart. I'm influenced by Zach Rance. I'm influenced by Jesse Jean. I have more influences than just that, but Tom Boyd, Sam Gaudette for sure. And then I have some different worldviews here. And I have, lastly, different voices. So these are like the different mantras that I say throughout my my videos, which I do need to refine this a little bit because I have some new mantras. But this all goes into how it's like scripts out outlines for me. So yeah, it's super cool. It calls me the generous reverse engineer. But yeah, pretty sick. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you're using Sandcastles for $50 a month, try this for $29. I think you will save, what is that, $30, $20? You'll save $20 a month, and I think you'll be able to do probably more. And you'll be able to schedule and publish social posts, which is nuts. So, cool. Sound good, guys? Yeah, it goes hard and all the way. Yeah. I probably will do a video on this because this tool is so sick. So sick. 1J, you want me to send you the link to it in the chat? Or I'm not in the chat, but in DM? Let me know and I'll send you a DM with it. I would heavily recommend trying it out and then become an affiliate. Like try to become an affiliate with Eden. Does it post in multiple platforms at once? Yeah, it does. It's super cool. It takes the place, like if you go to the comparisons here, one of the comparisons, where to go, is Hootsuite or whatever it's called, that posts in multiple platforms at once. I just did it for you guys live, but let me go back to it. I wasn't even really going to use it for scheduling my posts until it just scheduled out my threads, and I'm like, wait a second. That could be so great because I use Threads as a testing platform. I'm not really like trying to grow super hard on there. So let's see if it does. I'm going to take this bucket here of educational content and I'm going to go and build. How did I do it? Build a hook bank? I think I already did that, right? All right, so it's going to scope out the hooks. So basically I have this bucket of outlier content that's in my niche. It's now building me hooks right now. And then we're going to test Pima's theory on if it schedules on multiple platforms. Let's see if it does. That I don't know. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to open this chat. Wait. Let me go back to my chat. All right, hook bank. Let me close this out. Let me close this out. All right, so now we have this. What's up, Cheyenne? We're about to be done with this stream here. 1J had a question about the content tool that I use, and like this tool I've just been absolutely like raving about. So I'm just kind of doing like an after stream bonus, going and showing the in-depth version of this tool here. So I had it build me a hook bank. Basically what I did is I have a collection of outlier videos that this tool found. I put it into a folder, and then I said build me a hook bank from the videos that I had in the folder. And so now here are the hooks that I can use based on those videos. And it wrote it in my niche too. So it said, or in my voice. So like it's giving me one of the hooks says I studied 250 videos, which is true to me. You guys know I have studied 250 videos. So it gave me a hook on my voice based on the outliers. But Pima's question was, can we have it schedule on multiple platforms? So let's try. I studied 250 videos from the fastest growing creators on this platform. They all use the same 3 sentences. Let's try planning this schedule, and let's see if it will schedule on multiple platforms. So it says your default schedule. Okay, so it says your default schedule has Instagram, Threads, and YouTube. This is a text-only hook, so it's only going to show to Threads. So if I were to add a video, it would schedule it out to Instagram and YouTube or any other platforms that I decide on my schedule. And my schedule is based on my settings here. So I actually need to update that. If I go to scheduling, I only have connected 3 social accounts. So if I had this connected to LinkedIn, TikTok, and X, it would, and I uploaded a video, like once I have the hook, I upload a video to the chat, it will schedule it across all these different platforms. So that is fire. When is this going out? This is published for tomorrow at 6:15. That's sick. Oh wait, no. This one's scheduled for Monday at 1 p.m. And it's all done through chat too, like ChatGPT. So super sick tool. Pima, do you use like a content tool like this, or do you have an agency, or like do you work with clients where this is needed? I could see this being super useful for that. Like if you're working with clients, or just, I mean, obviously for yourself too, like scheduling posts is super helpful. But I don't know if you use any of these tools here. I know 1J does. That's why we're going a little bit overboard with this system. Because Pima, if you want me to send you this tool too, not yet, but seems helpful. Yeah, if you want to try this tool out and you want me to send it to you too, I'm happy to do so in the DMs. This tool, there are options. I don't know where you're at in your content journey, but I know with the price or the billing, I guess, the prices, they have plans that are they start at, they have one that's, they have free, they have $750 a month for students. Like this is not where you're going to be, you won't have the same functionality that I just showed you, but like if you're not posting content, you can try it for $750 or $1250. But if you are posting content, you can try it for $16 a month is if you pay yearly. I think this is $29 a month. Yeah, monthly. So you could try it there. If you are, this is really for people that are publishing content. It says it adds creator research, custom identities, strategy briefs, blah, 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 and scheduling. And then this is just for people to organize like a library of thoughts. So yeah, let me know. 1J, I'll send this to you though. This tool has been a game changer, man. Because you remember on the streams, I used to spend literally hours on Google Sheets. And so now I'm able to do this, especially the looking at all outliers on all platforms in my niche, bro, saved me so much time. So, all right, guys, that's it for today's stream. Hopefully it was a good one. Joe was awesome. I'm going to end the YouTube stream here. YouTube, thanks for kicking around here. We'll see you guys next time. As for Instagram,